From Tutorial Island to Max Cape, my Iron Man took me 1600 hours to achieve this. As a freshly maxed Iron Man, with nearly 0 PVM kills and experience, I needed a goal. Despite being unfamiliar with a lot of bosses in this game, I want to get absolute max gear in my Iron Man, all by myself. Just me doing the most efficient way of grinding upgrades, including all 3 mega rares. This is my journey. Follow along as I go from freshly maxed to absolute maxed. It's another day of TOA. Good morning everybody. We last left off grinding for our shadow, ending the last video with a purple count of 60 and a kill count of 716 experts. Every unique we get is a new 1 in 24 chance at a shadow. Essentially, we are very dry. I started this grind about 2 months ago. That's nearly 200 hours a month just inside this raid. The best part is knowing that I'm equally as close today than I was 400 hours ago. It's a purple! Get me out of here! I very rarely play on weekends, and funnily enough, the one time that I got my T-bow was on a weekend raid as well. So today might be Shadow Saturday. No. I don't hate Kefri because it's hard. It's probably one of the hardest rooms to die in actually. I hate Kefri because it's so boring. They actually made a room where you just poke a square in the center for 5 minutes and then move on. Ah yes, nothing like dying 4 minutes into a raid over something I have essentially zero control over. I've ran almost exclusively 530s and above the last 10 purples I've seen, and I'm almost certain that 545 trios are best in slot chance for me. Each raid is 31 to 33 minutes long and 12.5 to 14% in my name. It is so good and speedy. Yet another purple in my name. Wish me luck to get out of here. I think that was purple number 62 or maybe 63. I don't remember because sometimes I forget to record here and there as they happen every few hours. Sending some 555 4-mans for vibes. These are not good purple chants at all and I do not recommend. I just want to have some fun and all of the boys are currently on. Unique chance caps at 55% in these. I think even if we did a 540 we would hit 55%. In case you missed it from last video, TOA will simply not allow a team to get over 55% chance in a single raid. It is hard capped. No way, I actually got the purple in a 4-man when everyone is max gear. My chance in these is about 10%. It's not that great at all. Screw the ring, man. The cooler thing is the fact that we got a feint kit in a 4-man 555. No deaths from anyone. The team keeps switching as people are going in and out, but something really cool going on right now. That purple that we just got 2 raids ago, well, including the whole team, I have now seen back 4 back purples. If we get another here, that would be back 5 back. And it's in my name. Beautiful. Are we free yet? What? Dude, what was that click? Doesn't matter actually, we are fully recovered. 750 kill count. This is it. This just has to be it. Oh my god, I'm pacing. I got a purple. I have so many rings and I don't know what to do with them. Okay, let's do a quick break from TOA. This right here, it's not because I need the break from TOA. I mean, I do need the break from TOA, but I also need the shadow if you know what I mean. Anyways, I somehow ran low on blood runes. I have under 10k remaining, all from casting thralls inside TOA. Scarus's mine does exist to make quick blood runes, in and out in 5 minutes. However, I kind of wanted to try this method out. This is one of those methods that you randomly remember that you got a diary cape a while back, and it ends up being insanely useful. Diary cape can teleport you to Falador, which is 1 to 2 tiles away from a bank in PvP worlds. And then the diary cape can also teleport you right back to the wilderness ditch. Significantly quicker than making at Edgeville for Abyss rune crafting, and for blood specifically, this is even about 10% faster than the Mauritania method using shortcuts and such. A big reason I wanted to try this method out is I have a lot of blood essence from TOA. I'm talking 100 plus. That's the big red thing in my inventory. Each one has 1,000 charges, which equates to 1,000 extra blood runes while rune crafting them. With the addition of the rune crafting outfit, blood essence, and diary cape, I'm able to rune craft about 11k bloods per hour. That saves me 4.4 million raw GP. On top of that, I get a nice 51k an hour runecraft XP, and I also don't have to waste the time at the Scar Essence mine. Look at me being a skiller again. 18 million runecraft XP achieved. Meanwhile, I've been having an absolute fantastic time trying to finish off the Duke CAs. There's one called Cold Feet where I'm not allowed to run the entire kill, and failing it just basically guarantees a 3-minute kill, and it's insanely annoying to redo. The biggest thing about this CA is just crossing sides without taking damage when he shoots the vents, and now that I've crossed, the CA is basically secured. One more walk. That's another 5 CA points done. And then finally, the mirror image CA, which I actually found easier. You just have to attack Duke 1 tick before his attack lands for the entire kill. You're also allowed to just sit idle and mentally reset if you get lost or don't want to agree to hit, which in my opinion made this CA fairly easy. And that is all of the Duke CAs minus the Awakened version, which we will come back to another day. Now, whenever I want to break from TOA, I just get to chill at Duke, not worry about CAs, and just kill the boss in hopes of a 1 in 720 drop. 7 dragon plate legs. That's a nice 1 mil GP added to the bank. Oh no, the back-to-back 7 dragon plate legs. That is 14 inventory slots gone. Guaranteed having to bank now. To 400 KC now, and let me just say, 1000 soul runes is another insanely good drop. If I ever get a shadow, I'd always be draining my soul rune stack, so this would help me long term. Okay, it's time for a challenge. I'm going to do my first ever 570 Invocation TOA run. This is going to be in a trio. This is the exact same run as a 550 except for 2 things. One being the Kefri room. Both Overlords and Medic is on, which means it can get really messy if we are not all in sync. Secondly, we have a 35-minute timer to beat. This timer is not easy. I don't have max gear, and my Trident is minuscule DPS compared to a Shadow, specifically in the Aqua room. Usually, me being in a trio makes the Aqua room at minimum 1 minute slower. It's really bad. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I did not realize I was on the wrong tile. We want it to be quick and clean, and unfortunately it's a poopy start. Lance is trapped, so he's losing 1 tick per attack, and Kefra healed all the way on the second storm, so this raid is definitely something right now. The 35-minute timer is ticking. 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Horrific, but now the rest of the raid is a normal 550 chiller. Baba room, smooth as butter due to the Red X method being so good. Let me tell you guys, if you're ever struggling to learn the Baba room, learn the normal Red X method. This way is so much better than using a potion to walk under him, and you can set it up anywhere in the room. All you do is shift click to yellow click under him, and then 1 tick later control click as the Red X to walk out 2 tiles. I think I can confidently say that after 400 hours of being here, Baba has grown to be my favorite room because it's just so humorous how the room is done. We had an extremely humble Akka for a 570, he didn't swap once and it was sub 6 minutes. Sub 6 trios are pretty rare for me to see. We had a disgustingly long Z-back, which unfortunately was just RNG and bad hits. 4 minutes and 39 seconds. This left us about 9 minutes to complete P1 to 4 Wardens. We were not ready to give up yet. Entering P3 Wardens with 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. It is not looking good. Something very important to know in trio speedruns for TOA is a method called trio skulls, where instead of having one person go right and one person go left, you each hit the same amount of skulls in the middle, left, and right. It's noticeably a few ticks faster each phase. Unfortunately, about to enter P4 with only 40 seconds remaining. I know P4 is normally about 1 minute, so unfortunately we cannot one and done this. We lost 30 invo levels due to time, so ending the raid as a normal 540. This was deathless and we still had a 47% team chance. Thankfully, it was a purple. Finally, it was someone else's turn to get a ring. We had to send one more attempt with a cleaner Kefri. Unfortunately, my recording somehow started after Baba, which is quite unfortunate, but we left Baba at 12 minutes, whereas last raid we left closer to 13. So right now, things are looking good. Oh no, when Akka switches to range like that, we lose an insane amount of time. Our melee and range DPS is lower than Mage with 2 shadows, and he also does memories more often, which is a time loss just waiting for them. 6 minutes and 32 seconds. That's about average. However, that's probably all of the time loss that we saved in Kefri this raid versus last raid. We need a humble Z-back. 4 minutes and 19 seconds and about 9.5 minutes remaining going into Wardens. Go, we did it! 753 KC and my first ever 570 completion. You may notice that we only have a 49% team chance, which isn't that much different versus the 540, which was 47%. This is when I learned that anything scaled above 550 invocation does not give extra purple percent. 550 is the cap. It's not a purple, but I did make 60k from a Fang kit. Oh man, not another one of these. A level 555, a level 4 Z-back, a trio, but you're soloing. And Rage is an entire 1.2k HP, and it's straight up a DPS check since I can't flick the barrages. I actually have to switch to Deadeye because I'm currently low on prayer pods. The Akka in this raid was not humble, and I've Karis more than I normally do. Z-back completed, 20 prayer points and 0 prayer pots going into Warden. Of course I'm going life here for the restore and the Scarab, but overall, yikes. An average 7.5 minute Z-back. That raid was a completion for a white light, but let's fast forward. 768 KC. So there's a new tech for opening the box I'm going to try out. Simply zoom in all the way and only read the chat box. You should see a shadow. Never mind, I got a ward. 770 KC. We'll try this again. Dang it, more chaps. Oh, I left my Fang? Are you serious? Dude, I needed that! Come on! That's so troll. Good thing I have 16 more, it's fine. That Fang was a sacrifice to Warden. I gave it as an offering to please give me my shadow. This is now purple number 70, so close to 3 times dry. I'm free! I'm free! Let's go! Dude, it happened! Wait, did I put that in my bank? Oh my god. The grind is done. It feels so unreal. 780 raids, probably about 450 hours, 2 straight months of TOA. We are done. Here is my final log. 5 pets, 70 purples, 172 total fan kits. This still feels so unreal, and there's only one proper way to celebrate it. Earlier this video, I had my first ever 570 completion in normal trio. We were missing quiet prayers and the 25-minute timer. Now, it's time to really celebrate. I am going to gather as many people as I can that have grinded TOA with me and send a full every invocation on level 600 raid. These raids are just for fun, not purple chance, and the 25-minute timer will more than likely not be made. However, every room will be scaled to level 600, which is the point. I made my way to Varrock to buy Chaos Runes for my Shadow, and I'm pretty sure from now on I'm going to semi-live here, as every Iron Man with a Shadow to ever exist has always struggled on Chaos Rune upkeep. Shadow uses a lot of Chaos Runes. We got our 8-man team: Enjoys, Blamps, Pooh's Purples, TOA Scaler, Velzin, and we even got Warm-Ups, who is an actual goat at TOA. I'm not really sure who Spectres is, but we were missing one person and they were in Warm-Ups' chat, so we invited him along as well. 8-man Kefri isn't usually that bad as long as everyone knows what they're doing. Given that I've personally raided with almost everyone here as well, we're all used to each other. We know each other's moves. Since Quiet Prayer's invocation is on in a 600, that means Protection Prayers only work 90%. This means that the Ranger deals a noticeable more amount of damage. Unfortunately, Warm-Ups just got on and this was his warm-up grade. He was praying Mage, which didn't seem to work against the Ranger. Overall, the room was still sub 5 minutes, not that bad. Baba, like I said earlier, as long as people can red X, smooth as butter. And now, the room we've all been waiting for. My first ever Akka with the Shadow. I brought in a full magic switch because of how good it is with the Shadow inside TOA, and I am super excited to deal 2 times more damage than usual. This is an extremely uneasy room with 8 people and double trouble on. Everyone has to DD on tiles, and they all have to move on the exact same tick. It is very easy to PK here. Well, like I said, very easy to PK here. All he had to do was go to the other quadrant and not run into us, and we all would have been fine. At least I'm the only one out of the 3 that have died. We got through the room still, and now it was time for the hardest part of the raid: Quiet Prayers with the level 4 Z-Back. It's usually recommended to start Z-Back so that it's level 3, but I wanted to try a normal raid and wait until we had Assault. And of course that meant level 4 Z-Back. This room is a massive DPS check. Quiet Prayers means we will constantly take 1 to 4 damage per hit, which will especially not be pretty in Enrage phase. We need as many people alive as we can so that Z-Back doesn't out DPS us. We only have our Karas to heal us. We can only Karas so many times. 1 man down, not ideal. Now it's 7 adventurers versus an enraged Z-Back with 3k hit points. Who would win? No! The damage is so fast along with the smited prayer, so I couldn't Karas. That's so hard. Now it's just Scaler versus 1.6k HP Z-Back. This is probably just not doable. It was a nice try, but goodbye 25 minutes. I am shocked at how much harder Quiet Prayers is. I wanted to try one more time to see if I could complete a 600. We went back in and started with Z-Back. Now he's level 3 and will attack much slower. Unfortunately, I had a Karas earlier in the fight and I still don't have it back, so I'm forced to try the redemption method. I've never done the redemption method at Z-Back before, but it is possible. The hit splat registers 1 tick after Z-Back's attack reads your prayer. So you could pray against the attack, have 1 tick to swap to redemption, and then sip a prayer pot and be back before the next attack. That was horrible timing with the barrage. Fortunately, we did make it to P4 Ward in this raid. You guys already saw me get a shadow, but there's a chance at one more before we retire from this place forever. My P4 is absolutely brutal. I didn't have a blue pot, so I only had one Karis, and I used it very early on. So I'm just eating chip damage from Z-Back and hoping to not get hit by lightning or boulders. Oh my god, I actually lived, let's go. And it's actually a purple. I thought it was mine, but my key is so far back since I'm player number 8 that I didn't even notice. The last ever purple I'll probably see from here is a Missouri mask. This seems like a great point to end today's video, and I'm sure you guys want to see the loot tracker from all of the KC, so here it is. I tried my best to do farm runs here and there when I had time, and I mostly finished my Ranors and half of my Snapdragons, which left me a good amount of prayer pots and super restores. The other stuff in the tracker? Well, it'll get used eventually, just give it some time. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, TY for watching. We are officially 2 out of 3 mega rares, which means we can finally move on to the next project. I really hope to see you all there, and peace out.